Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to take a journey not outward into the world of effects, but inward into the only true cause, the eternal imagination, your own wonderful human imagination. For tonight, we are to speak of the art of seduction, not as the world knows it in its shallow mimicry, but as it truly is. The ability to attract, to draw unto oneself the object of desire through the mastery of inner feeling, through the shaping of consciousness itself. Dear, seduction is not conquest, not manipulation, not the game of personality. Seduction is a silent, unseen magnetism, a law of the spirit. To master the art of seduction is to master the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. For as you dare to imagine yourself to be the man, the woman you long to be, so shall you become. There is no power outside of consciousness. There is no external seduction save that which is first enacted in the theater of the mind. When you look out of the world and see people drawn to others, see fortunes flowing to men and women seemingly without effort, know this: they have assumed states, knowingly or unknowingly, that magnetize their world. They are not struggling to seduce. They are not pleading or persuading. They have become that which others seek. They have embodied the thing desired, and the world cannot help but yield it. Every relationship, every attraction, every magnetic pull you have ever felt toward another, or that another has felt toward you, had its origin first in a state of consciousness. You are forever radiating into your world that which you are conscious of being. If you would seduce beauty, wealth, love, admiration, then first you must become beautiful, wealthy, beloved, admirable in your own imagination. You must dwell in the assumption that you are already these things. It is a great secret. So simple it is overlooked. It's so profound. It governs the movements of nations and the fall of empires. What you consent to in your imagination is pressed out into the visible world. Seduction is consent. It is not struggle. It is not effort. It is silent, effortless assumption. It is prayer in its purest, most potent form. An inner acceptance, an inner yes to the reality of your desire. Suppose you wish to be loved, to be admired. You do not set out into the world to demand it, to chase it. You withdraw into the secret place of the Most High. That is your imagination. And there you assume you are already beloved. You close your eyes to appearances, and you see only what you wish to see. You hear only what you wish to hear. You feel the warmth of love surrounding you, bathing you in its light. You remain faithful to this unseen reality until it becomes more real to you than the world without. And then in ways you cannot foresee, in manners too marvelous to predict, the world will rearrange itself and bring to you the confirmation of your assumption. Do not think it strange that you should attract effortlessly those things you embody. It is law. It is certain. As you sow, so shall you reap, not in toil, not in anguish, but in effortless flowering. The farmer does not struggle with the seed once he has sown it. He knows the laws of the earth. He knows the seed will bring forth after its kind. So too your inner assumptions will bear fruit in their season. Now, many of you have been seduced by appearances. You look at the world and you think it is solid, fixed, unchangeable. You see a face that is indifferent, a heart that is cold, a situation that seems immovable, and you say, this is reality. And in that very moment, you forfeit your creative power. For the world is only the mirror reflecting your state of being. Change the inner state, and the mirror must change too. It cannot help itself. It is law. Suppose you wish to seduce a particular person, to draw them lovingly to you. Then, every night before you sleep, enter into the state where this is already so. See them looking at you with eyes of love. Hear their voice speaking words of affection. Feel their touch, their presence. Do not plead or beg inwardly, for that is to affirm separation. Instead, assume that it is already done. Rest in the assurance that what you have accepted inwardly will harden into fact. The secret of seduction is faith. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you know that imagining creates reality, you are no longer concerned with appearances. You know that all things, all people, all circumstances must bow before the vision held within you. You do not seduce by force, you seduce by being. You become the thing desired, and by the very nature of being, you draw it to yourself. Think now of the great lovers of history, the great figures who drew multitudes by their mere presence. What was their secret? It was not beauty alone, not power alone. It was the secret, silent knowing of their own irresistible appeal. It was an inner certainty, a vibrational state, a consciousness that said, I am desired, I am adored, I am magnetic, and the world, being only a mirror, had no choice but to reflect back their certainty. But beware, you cannot fool the law. You cannot merely pretend for a moment and then revert to doubt and expect your world to change. It is the sustained assumption, the persistent inner knowing, that brings about results. You must live in the end. You must think from the wish fulfilled, not of the wish. To think from it is to feel it real here and now. To think of it is to feel it distant, separated, unattained. So I say to you, walk in your imagination as though it were true. Sleep each night in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Wake each morning with gratitude for its realization. Move through your day as one who has already achieved, already possessed, already become the thing sought. Let no outer appearance sway you. Let no delay disturb you. Hold fast to your assumption, and it will clothe itself in flesh. You may ask, but what if my senses deny it? What if everything without me cries out against my assumption? I tell you, disregard appearances. Your senses are only reporting the harvest of past imaginal acts. They are old news. They have no power unless you give it to them. The creative act is happening now, in your imagination. Persist, and the outer will conform. To master the art of seduction is to master your inner conversations. Watch the words you whisper to yourself. Watch the feelings you dwell upon. For out of these inner dialogues springs forth your world. If you constantly rehearse rejection, if you continually imagine being overlooked, then that shall be your harvest. But if you dare to imagine that you are irresistibly charming, that you are desired beyond measure, then you will find that the world will echo your belief. This power is not limited, it is infinite. It is yours by right of your very being. You are the operant power. You are the creative center. You do not need permission to imagine boldly. You do not need approval to assume the highest and noblest concepts of yourself. All things are permitted to the imagination. All things are possible to him who believes. You are the mercy of your world. And what is the inner eye? To hear with the inner ear, to feel with the inner senses. You are not at the mercy of chance or fortune. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are not. So let us now, this very moment, cast aside the garment of doubt. Let us put on the robe of assumption. Let us dare to assume the loveliest, the most exalted states. Let us seduce the world not by striving, not by pleading, but by simply being the embodiment of our desires. Imagine yourself now as you wish to be. Imagine the scene that would imply your wish is fulfilled. Enter into that scene. Make it vivid, real, alive. See it, touch it, hear it, feel it. And then, having played your part inwardly, release it. Trust the Lord to work. Trust imagination to clothe itself in reality. Your world is your mirror. Your life is your reflection. If you change the reflection, you must first change the face you present to it. That face is your state of consciousness. Seduction is not a trick. It is not a technique. It is being in a state that the world cannot resist. You do not chase love, you become love. You do not chase success, you become success. You do not chase beauty, you become beauty. In becoming, you attract. In assuming, you receive. The great secret is this: you already are all that you seek. You need only awaken to your true self. You need only remove the veils of doubt, fear, and unworthiness. You need only say within yourself, I am. And that I am is God. That I am is the creative power. That I am is the master seducer. the eternal magnet, drawing all things unto itself. There is no one to change but self. There is no one to seduce but yourself. Change your inner conversation, change your assumption of yourself, and the outer must follow. It is law. It is certain. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, let this be your prayer. I am the one I long to be. I am already the embodiment of my desires. I live in the end. I walk in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And then, as surely as the sun rises, as surely as the seasons turn, your world will mirror back to you the beauty, the love, the success you have dared to claim. In the end, to master the art of seduction is to master the art of self. It is to become one with your highest ideal. It is to recognize that the world is yourself pushed out, and that all you seek you already are. So go forth now and dare to dream greatly. Dare to imagine boldly. Dare to assume nobly, and watch as the world, drawn by the irresistible magnetism of your awakened self, bends lovingly to your will.